Hello and welcome to Verbling.
Have you shaved your head again?
Well, not completely, but
Oh,
there's a little fuzz on the top. Oh,
like priest,
like
priest
police.
for Buddhism.
Priest? Yeah, yeah. No, like there was a hot spell, and I'm sick of
Maybe
being.
if you come to Japan, people respect you.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, our topic today is weather, and so okay. We've had a hot spell, and
Mhm.
so I got sick of it. I couldn't take it anymore. I just, yeah, sick of it. Just get rid of my hair. Uh, yeah. Anyway, hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
In Japan, weather is very bad nowadays.
Okay, actually, that's kind of how I wanted to start this class. We're going to talk about weather and learn some vocabulary. I also something I've talked about weather before, but one thing I haven't done is talked about adjectives. All right, you've had bad weather. Yeah, I know. I know that. Bad weather. Okay, very simple adjective, but why? Why is it bad, Heidi? Well, actually, I'll come back to you. Let me see. Hang on.
Oh,
One moment. Let me say hi to Daniel first. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Ugly. Nice new hairstyle.
Thank you.
What's
And
happened with your hair?
I have a new matching headset as well.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What is the model? Logitech or
indeed.
yeah, Logitech.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Uh,
buy some crisp, fresh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Spent the bucks. Quality hairstyle and matching headset. uh, okay, our topic is weather. And I want to kind of, at least the first part of class, concentrate on adjectives. How's the weather, Daniel, where you are?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah. Okay, let me take a pic. Okay. It's a little bit cloudy.
Okay, very good.
It's gonna be a cold night. I really love cold nights actually. What else? Maybe it's gonna rain, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe 30% of probability.
Oh, that's small. Okay. All right. It's cloudy. Cloudy is an adjective. Cold is an adjective, obviously, as well.
Overcast, to be more specific.
Okay. Overcast. Very good. Excellent when you're talking about heavy cloud cover. Okay. Heidi, how's the weather in Japan?
it has been a bad for a long time.
Yeah.
Over 1 week, every day we have rain, heavy rain.
Okay. Heavy
And
rain. There you go.
in Hiroshima Prefecture, Hiroshima City, that place is very famous for atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big city, so they developed mountainside. Mountainside is a new town. The place was covered by mud and water from mountain, landslide or mudslide.
Right. Exactly. They've had mudslides. Terrible.
Even the trees or big rocks came from the mountain. They crashed the houses. Then mud covered all houses. Then they are missing many people. And
Yeah.
soldiers came to that place, over 3,000. But it's very difficult because the mountain contains a lot of water. Every time they emit the water and the mud, even though they remove the mud, but still new mud and water cover that place. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's very deep. Yeah. Okay. couple small things. Hiroshima is famous because of the atomic bomb. Just stress. Atomic. It has middle
Atomic
stress.
bomb.
Yeah, there you go. And also the mud crashed into the houses, the mud and rocks and trees. Yeah, I heard about that. It's very sad, but
Yeah.
you knew something was going to happen, to be honest, because Japan has had a completely ridiculous amount of rain this year. Crazy quantities of rain.
Exciting.
Exciting, maybe too exciting.
Exciting country. We have a lot of disease every day, every year.
A lot of what?
Natural disease.
Disaster.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah. Crazy rain. I'm expecting the Philippines to have some landslides pretty soon because also where I live, we had a break, somewhat of a break for a week or a week and a half, in which it got very hot, so I cut my hair. But now we're back to rain. It is.
Actually, 30 people are missing, even though it passed 1 week. So I mentioned before, it's very difficult to dig up the house.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if it keeps raining or there's so much water soaked into the earth.
And even the soldiers and the volunteers are looking for the people, but sometimes they had heavy rain. Every time they need to evacuate from that place.
Mm-hmm. You had to evacuate. Well, too bad they didn't evacuate sooner. Yeah, here where I am today, looking out the window, it is gloomy, like kind of depressing. So often we can talk about the weather being gloomy. It's gloomy. It's damp and humid. Feels very wet. My clothes feel wet. I feel like I'm wearing wet clothes, which is very uncomfortable. And not because they are, just it's so humid and damp, and it's dark. It's dark weather, overcast. Okay, when we say it's overcast, cloudy, it's very dark outside. Yeah, it's not very nice. It's very uncomfortable. It's very sticky. Do you know what that means, Heidi? It's very sticky today. It really is.
Sticky.
You feel like your skin is sticky, like it's kind of gross. You feel like your skin feels like the backside of tape. Like
it's sticky.
Yeah, yes, it is very sticky today. Very uncomfortable weather here.
I watched the TV. Someone guy, he put the ashtray or a dish, anything on his head.
Yeah, I bet I could easily stick a coin to my head, quite easily. I'm sure, actually. Okay, we all have. Is it, Heidi? Is it raining now? I mean, what's the weather like right now?
And now overcast, but the rain stopped. But maybe it will rain later.
All right. Same here. It stopped raining for the moment, but it is overcast. Oh, everywhere. The whole world. Oh, where Daniel is too. Everywhere in the world is overcast. There's no sun. Oh my God. It's the end of the world. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. Let's talk about. Okay, we're definitely looking at a lot of adjectives for humid, wet weather. And by the way, we can say it's been very wet weather. We can describe the weather as being wet. Okay. Daniel, what are adjectives we use to describe when it's not overcast, when the sun is shining and it's nice?
Sky clear.
Yeah.
Well, that's for
Clear.
aviation. In aviation,
yeah.
we say ceiling and visibility. Okay.
Ceiling. Ah, okay. Well, that's interesting. Ceiling and okay.
Yeah. KBOK. That stands for that.
Really?
KBOK. Yeah.
KVOC. Interesting. So, okay, when I understand visibility, often we talk about how far you can see.
Yep. Indeed.
Right. But sure. But what do we mean? What do you mean? What do pilots mean when they say ceiling? What is that referring to? Can you explain it?
Yeah, of course. What is the base of the nearest cloud? Like the top, like where they start? I don't know, 5,000 feet, 5,000 meters or so.
Okay. And different types of clouds
Yeah.
form at different elevations, right?
Yeah, cirrus, cumulus. Yeah, a lot of types. Nimbus,
Right.
stratus.
Okay, stratus are very high, right? What are the lowest ones?
Yeah. The lowest one is stratus. The highest one is, yeah.
Oh, I had
We
it
have
backwards.
cirrus stratus. Cirrus stratus, they are high.
Cirrus. Cirrus clouds. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Those are
cirrus
those
cloud.
wispy ones that look like they're torn apart that you see very
Yeah.
high. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And what are the lowest ones again?
Stratus and nimbus stratus.
Nimbus. Nimbus are like thunderstorm clouds.
Yeah, rain cloud.
Rain clouds. Right. Okay. And cumulus are the puffy ones.
Yeah, the puffy ones. And the towering cumulus. How do you pronounce that? Cumulus.
Cumulus.
Yeah, cumulus. Well, they are way so high. Like, have you seen the Simpsons? Maybe.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a haircut. I got a haircut just like Homer.
Well, a towering cumulus is like marsh hair, something like that.
Marge's hair.
Yeah.
Nice analogy there. Okay. Like Marge's hair. Oh, crazy. Okay, right. And those are what are the most dangerous clouds? What are the ones that bring thunderstorms and tornadoes and?
Those ones, the cumulus.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And the cumulonimbus, and towering cumulus. Those three.
Okay, all right. Okay, those are the three to watch out for. Okay, we're talking about adjectives. But I just thought of something. I'm very curious, since you're an aviator and obviously weather is crucial to what you're doing, clearly. Do you have any expressions in aviator parlance or maybe in your native countries? Do you have any expressions that predict the weather? I'll give you an example. In English, and Heidi, I want to ask you the same question, so think about this. We have an expression. Let me collect my thoughts. Red sky at night. Sailor's delight. Yes, and then red sky at morn. Sailors take warn. Okay, meaning if it's a really red sunset, then it's going to be a nice day the next day. If it's dawn at morn, if it's a very red sunrise, then there may be storms coming.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever Do you have anything like that? Heidi? Daniel, I'll come back to you. But Heidi, do you have a similar expression or
Yes, it's
just
even if we see the red or cloud, next day will be rain. Will rain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have any other weird ways to predict the weather? Any other strange thing? Observations in nature? For example, if the cows, you milk cows, if all the cows are, I forget how it goes, if all the cows or most of the cows are lying down,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to rain. That's one.
Frogs. Frogs. If frogs are very noisy, it will rain.
That one's true. I think that one's true. Yes, that's another one. Very good. Right. In the United States, maybe there. In Japan, I don't know. There's a type of tree. It's called a silver maple. Not a regular maple, but a silver maple. The leaves are really dark green on one side, on the top where the sun shines, but on the bottom of the leaves, it's silver. It's actual silver color. And shortly before a rainstorm, I suppose a thunderstorm, I suppose it has to do with air pressure changes, but the leaves actually turn upside down and they shake. So if you see the leaves shaking upside down, if the normally dark green maple suddenly looks silver and the leaves are shaking, you've got about 10 minutes and there's going to be a thunderstorm. And it's very accurate, actually. It's a weird, interesting
I didn't know
phenomenon. Yeah, it's cool. You don't have those silver maples? Maybe they're just North America. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really know.
Because Japan, America, it's much different.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Much different, but not, but yes. I've seen pictures of the foliage in Japan. Beautiful red maples.
Japanese maples are like baby's hand, very small and cute. But I saw the maples in Canada.
Yeah, they're big.
Very, very big.
Yeah,
And
much.
color is much different.
Okay. Yeah. And there's a couple species in North America: red maple, sugar maple, silver maple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think that's interesting. Daniel, do you have expressions about predicting the weather with natural phenomena, or
No.
not really?
No, we have nothing. No, actually, we based our decisions and stuff in, theory, and that kind of stuff.
Well, of course, for being a pilot, of course you're going to look at Doppler radar and you're going to satellite photos and all that, of course, obviously. But I'm just wondering if culturally, not really as a pilot, but culturally, do you have weather prediction kind of phenomena?
No.
We have another one. There's another one that I find interesting. I want to share. There's this.
It's different from weather. It's earthquake. 3 years ago, we had a heavy earthquake. Before that, fishermen get a lot of squid.
Really?
Yes.
Weird. Okay. All right. I'll never eat squid again. Well, that's a strange one. And speaking of strange ones, in North America, there's a spider. It has very, very long legs, a little tiny body. It doesn't bite. It's not poisonous. It's very harmless. Kids can let it crawl. You could catch them and let them crawl on you. Anyway, the name of this spider is called Daddy Longlegs. That's the name. Kind of a cute name.
Mm-hmm.
I got one, Oakley, I think, but it's not related to weather. When you see, for example, a dog running or barking too much, you can think that there's an earthquake about
Right.
to come.
Right. There's many, well, stories, but also documented cases of animals reacting to an
Yeah,
earthquake before it happens. Yeah.
Squid was the depths of the sea. Then they felt some vibration, small vibration. They predicted the earthquake. Then they came came to the sea surface. Then the fisherman got a lot of squid. They
Ah.
couldn't predict about the fisherman.
Hmm. Interesting. They need to call in when they have a big squid catch. Yeah, it's silly, it's crazy, but this daddy long leg spider, when you're a child, you learn this. One of these crazy things you learn, like making wishes on a star or whatever. If you catch a daddy long legs and you have it in your hand, you can say, "Daddy long legs, where's the rain going to come from? Where's the rain?" And he'll lift up. They commonly, I don't know why, but they always lift up one of their legs when they're standing in one place. So he'll point in one direction. And the funny thing is, they always do point. And here's what it is: you breathe on them when you ask them, "Daddy Longlegs, where's the rain?" And because the wind really affects spiders, they will always pick up one leg. It's almost like a magic trick, but anyway, it's a silly thing, but it's very true. Spiders are freaked out by the wind and by breeze. I learned that I had a roommate who had a tarantula as a pet, and you can let them crawl on you, crawl on your head. Doesn't really matter. You can even smack them, but what you'd never ever do is blow on them. That freaks them out.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, I learned that, and I experimented. You blow, next time you see a spider, blow on it, and it freaks them out. They run away. I don't know. Yeah, it's their Achilles heel. It's their kryptonite.
when I do that, if I don't see the spider anymore, I'm gonna think that I have the spider in my head or something.
Mm.
I'm gonna freak out instead of the spider. Yeah.
Start to get paranoid. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's talk about weather. Let's go back to weather here. All right. Sunny day. All right. Clear. Bright. Clear, bright, and sunny. Fair. Okay. Which is a word that we use often to talk about weather, fair weather, which seems kind of boring, but actually fair weather means really nice weather in English. It will be fair and cool. Fair is the good weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Just right. What is just right weather for you? Heidi, what do you consider perfect weather?
Perfect weather?
For you?
Yeah,
what do
you... not perfectly good sky, blue sky. There should be several clouds.
Okay. All right. And okay. Which, by the way, if you're looking at an English weather report, it would say partly cloudy.
Not yes, partly cloudy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how about temperature?
Temperature maybe 25 degrees Celsius.
Okay. Calculate. Oh, a little warm. It's a little warm.
And I want to have very small. No, not small. Not strong breeze.
Okay, very good.
Soft and kind of breeze from the wind.
Soft. Okay. The normal collocation in English, a light breeze.
That breeze.
Yeah, like you get at the ocean, right?
Mhm.
Usually. Normally the ocean always has a light breeze, right? Yeah. Okay, light breeze, a little bit warm, partly cloudy. Sounds good. Do you prefer dry or humid?
If it's too dry, my skin will dry up. So,
Hmm.
I want to have a little moisture.
Okay. Low humidity, but some humidity.
Yes.
Okay. And low and high are words that we use to describe humidity or the moisture in the air. Okay. That sounds pretty good to me. Just follow up. Speaking of dry, you don't like dry. Is where I'm from in the United States, it's very dry in the winter. Very dry. Your teeth, I mean, not your teeth, your teeth crack. Your lips crack. You have to put, stuff on your lips.
Yeah, the same as Japan.
Yeah, same. Yeah. It's way too dry in the winter. Right. Okay. Well, that sounds like very pleasant weather to me. Daniel, what do you consider to be like perfect weather?
As a pilot or as a person?
Well, you have both. Yeah,
Okay.
pilot. You mean a pilot isn't a person? Is
No,
that your
I mean when you're
implication?
flying an airplane, you gotta watch out for some details.
Right. No,
It's
both
better
would
to
be
be sometimes it's better to be hot when you're flying an airplane instead of be cold.
Mm.
If I'm a person, I would prefer to be in a cold water. Okay, so light wind, some scattered clouds up in the sky, maybe.
Good. Scattered clouds.
No fog. What else? Talking about temperature, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. That's gonna be 68 to 77 Fahrenheit in your
Hmm.
scale. Uh, talking about humidity, moisture, dew point, low, low humidity.
Right. Dew point. That's a good one. What is dew point? I
Dew
know.
point.
I think I know. Is it, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but dew point is the uh, temperature. Is it a temperature in which water condenses from the
Yes,
atmosphere
exactly.
and creates dew? Dew is like the moisture on the grass on a summer morning when you first wake up early in the morning before it dries up. Right? There's dew on the grass. Dew. Dew. Mountain Dew.
That's a beverage, right?
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So that's as a person, as a pilot, what is ideal flying weather?
Okay. No wind at all. Calm. So the wind is calm. No gusts. Also talking about wind. No clouds. Good visibility. Unlimited visibility,
Mm.
I'd say. No phenomena like fog, like volcanic ash, like what else? Well, haze.
Mm.
What is the other one? I'm trying to remember the terms in English. Mist. Um,
Mist. Okay.
yeah, there are
Yeah.
a lot of them. Talking about temperature, it's better to be. Well, it really depends. The hotter it is, the performance of the airplane is gonna be really bad. So it's better to be cold. But usually when it's cold, there are clouds. So that's really bad. And talking
Hey,
about uh,
no,
humidity,
go ahead.
uh when there is high humidity, that reduces the performance also. So it's better to be low humidity.
Right. Okay. I have a follow-up question, and an observation to make. And Heidi, you can back me up on this. All right. It's interesting. You know, I grew up in the United States where there were seasons and winter. It's exactly the opposite. When it's in the summer, when it's cloudy, it's cooler, and when it's clear, it's hotter. In the winter, it's exactly the opposite. When it's clear, it's much colder. When it's cloudy, it's much warmer. So it goes the opposite. Right, Heidi? True, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
The
Okay.
Western Hemisphere, right? Yeah.
Cold temperature came from Russia.
From Russia.
Damn.
Damn.
The place around the Japan Sea always crowded. They are always crowded. But
Because
around the Pacific Ocean side, we have a very good weather in the even in some winter season.
right. When the jet stream, that's the major driver of weather, when it crosses water, big bodies of water, like
And
what is that?
center of Japanese archipelago, there are the high mountains. And then the air from Russia hit to the mountain. They snow in that place.
Right. Yeah.
When
Exactly.
their air arrived in our place, it already dried.
I see. Okay. All right. Yeah, the same phenomena happens in the United States. Even the eastern United States, the jet stream goes across basically the long way of the Great Lakes. So it's just over the Great Lakes for a long period. And then after the Great Lakes, as it starts to hit the eastern Appalachian Mountains, it snows a lot in that belt, in that area after the water. Picks up moisture from the water, hits the mountains, dumps the moisture. Right, that's very common. Right. The other thing, I wanted to ask Daniel, which is better? Is it better to fly where in Saudi Arabia where it's 45, 50 degrees, or is it better to fly? Yeah, or is it better to fly in Alaska where it's where it's negative 30? Which is more dangerous?
Good question, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Alaska.
I thought of it myself. Why? Because of the temperature, or winds and mountains and terrain?
Yeah, the terrain, the temperature also. Yeah, it's really bad. And talking about South Arabia, well, the temperature is really high, but maybe the terrain is not that bad as Alaska.
Yeah.
There's a TV series about Alaskan pilots.
Yeah,
So
right. I've seen that before. Right.
Yeah, it's real crazy.
It is crazy. There's always something going on, or it's a TV show, so they have to up the drama. But it seems like there's always some concern.
Yeah, TV show.
Right. It seems like it's so stressful. Who would want to be a pilot? What kind of nut would want to be a pilot in Alaska? Seems like their life's in danger every second.
Have you been there in Alaska?
Alaska? No.
No.
Which is unfortunate. I wish I'd like to go there. I really would. It's so beautiful. And I have my cousin used to live there. He was always asking me, but he moved away. But I do have a friend who lives actually in the Aleutian Islands. Interesting.
Aleutian Islands. That's the name.
Yeah. That chain of islands that goes from North America almost to Russia.
Oh, gotcha.
Kind of swings down. Those are the Aleutians.
That's quite up, no?
Quite up and quite remote. Yeah, very up. Very nothing there. Yeah, it's interesting. I'd love to check it out, but okay. All right. So we talked about rainy weather, warm weather, the perfect weather. Let's talk about seasons. What is your favorite season, Heidi? Or maybe you don't have seasons of the year,
Yeah,
but we can
my
talk about it.
favorite season
You
is
do.
autumn.
Autumn.
Hmm.
Okay.
Even spring season, very good weather, the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But strong wind comes from China. They bring a lot of the ash, not ash, powdery
Smog.
sand from the
Sand. Oh, yeah.
Gobi Desert,
Right, right,
yellow sand. And
right.
nowadays China is, the air is very contaminated. Then they put on the small sand, even sand bring to Japan the contamination.
Uh-huh. Right. The particulates get carried with the sand.
Yeah.
That's logical. Okay. Yeah, I have South Korean friends. Same thing. South Korea and Japan.
Yeah, South Korea, yellow sand is heavier than Japan.
Right. Well, it's a little closer, but yeah. So that's
Many people need to go to the optimist or not no, I forgot. Eye doctor.
optometrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That. God. That would. I would hate that. I can't imagine that. Sand always blowing in your eyes. It's not even your sand. It's from another country. Yeah, that's kind of wild, actually, to think that all that sand is blowing that far. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild. When does that happen? It's a certain time of the year, right?
Around from January to May or June.
Oh, wow, that long? I did not know that. Wow. Oh my God. Oh, really? I had no idea. Wow, that lasts a long time. Oh, okay, so you prefer more cool weather in the fall and the spring?
Autumn season, the air is very clean, fresh, so I like it.
Crisp. Sometimes we describe it as nice fall weather as
Yeah.
crisp,
And
clear,
cherry
clean.
blossom is very beautiful, but even autumn leaves is very, very beautiful. And it keeps longer than cherry blossoms.
Ah, right. Yeah. How long does the foliage last? Where I'm from, we have very, very beautiful foliage in America, but it seems like, or maybe it just seems so fast. It's, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks, and then it's over.
Nowadays, many tourists come to Japan to see autumn leaves from China or Korea. Some people cried, cry looking at the leaves. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, it's a big tourist attraction where I'm from as well, in Vermont. And it's so funny to me. People will go into a tourist shop and they'll buy some leaves, some perfect examples of colorful leaves in a plastic bag or something. They'll buy them for $1 or $2 or whatever. And then as they walk back to their tour bus, they shuffle through gigantic piles of millions of leaves. So it's very funny to me that they actually buy them. All they have to do is bend down and pick them up. Very silly. But anyway, it's very pretty. Yeah, I like the fall. Fall's a little on the cool side. I like the spring after the winter, and I've been freezing to death. It seems so warm. Even I don't know, 15 degrees seems like shorts and t-shirt weather. Yeah, it's nice out. Hooray! Cool. Many times in the spring, I enjoyed skiing with a short sleeve t-shirt on, baseball hat. It's great. Uh, Very nice. Daniel, what's your favorite time of the year? You don't really have seasons, or do you?
No, sunny and rainy. That's it.
Sunny and rainy. All right. Similar to where I am in the Philippines. What's your favorite time of the year? So,
Rainy
as far as
season.
weather. Rainy season.
Yep. I
All right.
like the cold weather. I like the rain. I really like the rain actually. Uh,
Okay.
when you're asleep and you're trying to fall asleep, that helps you out with your.
Ah,
You have insomnia. If you're suffering from insomnia or something.
right.
Yeah, that's really good. And also, I mean, I don't like the hot weather. It makes you feel sticky, like you previously said, with the wet weather. Yeah, sticky also with the hot weather here. It's really
Mm,
bad. I don't like it, to be honest.
right. The problem with where I live, it's either hot or hot and wet. It doesn't really get cool when it's rainy season. It's still hot. Uh,
What's the temperature like there?
well, today it's relatively cool. I'd say it's probably 28. It's
Oh boy,
relatively cool.
that's the maximum here.
Yeah, and it's very, very damp and humid.
For
Extremely
me,
humid.
28 is so hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this kind of weather where it's hot and wet. My daughter's got very sick last week with an infection. It's so easy, this
Mhm.
kind of jungle, hot, wet, damp weather. It's so easy to get sick. It really is. Because
And
bacteria breed in this weather.
are you nearby the beach or something?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm right. I'm near the mountains. Well, you don't know
Uh,
Luzon, but there's central plains, and then there's mountains, and then obviously it's an island, so there's coast. But I'm near the mountains, actually.
hmm,
I'm not in the mountains. I'm on the plains at the foot of the mountains, basically.
like in the valley, something.
Yeah. Well, to the south, there's like one mountain that used to be a volcano, but the rest is just plains for till you get to Manila, and then beyond. Actually, Manila's on a plain. Uh, okay, let me. Whoa, this is interesting. Let me greet a new student here. Yo, okay, Yildirim. How do you say your name? Sorry,
Hi, teacher. My name is Yıldırım. You're right.
Yildirim. I got it right.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
you're right.
I'm amazed. Yildirim. That's an interesting name. Well, where are you from?
Teacher, I'm from Turkey.
Turkey. Ah, excellent. Uh, okay. Does Turkey have seasons? Fall, winter, spring, summer?
Also, yes, you're right. Now all people go swimming.
In the summer, not the
Yes.
winter.
No, in the sun.
Right. Okay. What is your favorite season of the year?
Of course, in the summer. Of course, summer.
Okay. Uh, uh, and of course summer, but why? What do you like about the
Because
summer?
because I don't like cold weather. Really hard.
Okay.
Cannot go out. Cannot anywhere. Because all the time cold.
Right. Okay. Uh, Yildirim, slight change of topic, still weather, but in the United States, because the weather changes a lot, because there are seasons, there are extreme weather events commonly, and because weather changes rapidly. People in the United States talk about weather all the time, small talk. It's very normal to discuss the weather and changes in weather. As opposed to now, I live in the Philippines, and the weather never changes, so nobody talks about the weather ever. Seriously, in America, many people have hobbies. They log the weather. They keep a record of the weather. They may even have a device to measure rainfall. You know, in the United States, everybody has a thermometer, usually with Fahrenheit and Celsius, and they may even have a device to measure air pressure. Oh my God, what is that called? What is that called? It measures air pressure.
Barometer.
Again?
Barometer.
Barometer. Thank you. Yes, that's right. Right. Many people in the United States will even have a barometer, so they can check quick changes in air pressure, which obviously helps to predict storms and such. Anyway, in Turkey, do people talk about the weather?
Sometimes, but not your country people. Not look like your country.
Not as much
Because
as.
in the morning, the weather is the people know in the morning, and all the day this weather is going stable.
Okay. The weather will be the same all day. The weather is
Yeah.
stable all day.
Stable, yes.
Okay. I see. Yeah, that doesn't. In America, the weather changes 5-6 times during the day. Really. Right. Does anybody? I know people in the United States who watch the Weather Channel on television like all the time. It's like a hobby. Does anybody have weather as a hobby in Turkey? Does that sound really strange?
Maybe yes, but I don't know.
All right. You don't know them. Okay. Then you don't. Yeah, it's
But
unheard of.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much unheard of here where I live in the Philippines, but in the United States, it's kind of a normal thing to do. Heidi, how about in Japan? Are people like weather fans? Do they keep records of the weather as a hobby? Does anybody do that, or does that sound strange?
It started about 5 or 6 years ago. It's kind of a license for weather forecast.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
people are studying about that. A lot of people.
Right. Yeah, in the United States, there's a number of people who usually volunteer, but they're actually doing scientific studies for universities, for government agencies, state agencies, whatever, and they monitor the weather and they keep records and they regularly upload their data to a major database for scientific reasons, but also as a hobby. So,
And
yeah.
there are many several companies to forecast the weather. And then they send some message every morning to the companies.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Private business as well as university. That's same in America. Yeah. Right. Same thing. Interesting. Do people talk about the weather in Japan?
Yeah, almost every day. For example, summer season, it's very hot. Every day it's hot, so we say it's very hot.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting. It seems to me that the further away from the equator you get, the more people talk about weather. But then the closer you get to the equator and the weather doesn't change, nobody bothers to talk about it. Funny. Daniel, do people ever talk about the weather where you live, or is that not so much?
Who are you talking with?
You?
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we talk
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot about weather. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because in the Philippines, they talk about the thing that changes in their lives all the time is food. So people can talk for hours about food, what they ate last night, what they had for breakfast, what they're preparing for lunch, what they might have for dinner, about a special dinner they're going to have next weekend. They'll talk about food for hours here. It's amazing.
You can talk also about trespassers breaking into your house.
No,
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. People just walking into your house. Yeah, of course that wouldn't be a normal conversation thing.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Right.
Food.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, they ignore talking about weather because unless, the only time is when we have a typhoon. Then everybody's talking about the weather, of course. So it changes radically. Daniel, do you have extreme weather events?
Here in my country?
Yeah.
No. Actually, the most extreme weather that I have ever seen in my city, it's a thunderstorm with hail. That's it.
Yeah, hailstorm. Those are exciting.
Yeah, hailstorm. Yeah, but that's not dangerous. Well, it really depends on the size of the hail.
Yeah, definitely.
Really tiny.
Right. All right. Okay, hailstorms are fun. It's like somebody dumped a truckload of golf balls on your lawn. Okay. But that's about it, huh? All right. Heidi, now, of course, I know you have extreme weather events. Clearly, you're having them now in Japan.
Yeah.
As we speak.
We don't talk about food so much.
Yeah,
only wives we meet each other. What do you cook for dinner like that?
Okay, I like housewives. Okay, all right. Because we're talking about weather, I've seen some things on international news, on TV or whatever, about just really absolutely crazy amounts of rain in Japan. Is that true where you live? Is it like the record? Like they had broken records for the month of August by August 4th or something.
Yes, we had a heavy rain.
Yeah.
Only 1 hour, but it was very heavy.
Okay. All right. Has the total of rain for the month been really high where you live?
This year this season is very heavy compared to other years.
In the Philippines as well. It's definitely the ground is soaked. The ground is like a sponge. It's full of water.
About 10 days ago, we had a typhoon. The rain was not heavy this place, but on upper side of the river, a little far from here, it connected 3 rivers. So each river's upper side of the mountain, they had a heavy rain. Then they brought a lot of water. Then this place had a full of water. We are afraid of that because both of sides is a bank, very close to the top of bank. So midnight, the emergency car ran around that place. Very noisy. And after that, and the river changed a little. At the center of the river, there's a small island. I found a small island. I think before I couldn't see that island. Maybe heavy rain brought a lot of just dust from the upper side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that happens. Yeah, rivers change course. Change course meaning they go in a different direction. Actually, that would happen frequently in the spring when I grew up in the mountains, because the river would have such pounding force in the spring. Sometimes it would actually change. The river would change where it flowed. One day it would be going over here, and the next day it was over here somewhere. Kind of wild. Okay, Yildirim, are there ever extreme weather events in Turkey?
Yes, 3 years ago, our our city, our city have a, have a
Oops.
snow.
Yildirim, you're
Yes, snow. Three
okay.
years ago, because our city never see the snow.
Ah, oh really?
Yes, but 3 years ago, snow is come. Okay.
Snow came. Okay, well, that's exciting. Wow, that's cool. I wish I'm an American, but I live in the Philippines now. I pray it snows here. I really want to see the Filipinos freak out when they see snow. It'd be so exciting. I can't wait. People must have been very excited, really. Okay. Actually, we are out of time. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. But
Thank you.
it's time for me to go so I can start another Verblin class, actually. So thank you, everyone. So long for now.
Thank you. Thank you,
We'll see
teacher.
ya.
Bye.